Hello guys and welcome. Today let's talk about SMITE, Battleground of the Gods. Now SMITE was always one of the best games ever created. When SMITE came out 10 years ago, it was the most innovative game ever created. We had best action combat and best social interaction. But SMITE currently is not doing so well, and today I want to talk about few things. There has been a thread going on SMITE Reddit, the influence from content creators that made SMITE to worse, right? I think this has been always, not always, back in the days when SMITE was made by Hi-Rez, it was one of the best game ever created, right? But it feels like now, 10 years after, we are always focusing on the wrong things, right? Why are we trying to change things that already worked for last 10 years? Meanwhile, we still have 7-year-old arena map, right? SMITE could be 3 times more popular if you will just focus on the correct things, right? Make new arena map, add ranked leaderboard and rewards, what every competitive player wants. Add old fun game modes, assets, back into the match of the day rotation like domination, SMITE card, 3 versus 3 versus 3. You already made all those assets, why not use them? It almost feels like SMITE was just simply abandoned. And this is, I think, one of the biggest problems with SMITE today. These guys are always focusing on the wrong things. They clearly have wrong lead. They really need somebody who is a good leader, who knows what you need to focus on, right? Your goal shouldn't be just to attract players to Conquest Dota. Your goal should be to attract players to your game. And how do we do that? We add old fun game modes back into the match of the day rotation. We add more rewards for playing the game, like mini chest rewards, achievement rewards, commendation rewards, cool skins to earn by playing the game, right? And this is already all in the game. This is what I don't understand. Like, if you just go 7 years ago, so much content was already in the game. We had mini chest rewards, right? We had ranked leaderboard and rewards for arena. We had many different fun game modes in the rotations. SMITE card, domination, adventures. People love them. You could easily rotate each adventure, each week, right? It won't really cost you that. It won't really cost you anything, right? I think this is just the problem with SMITE today. Like, we always focus on the wrong things. Like, why are we talking about removing 2 relics from the game, when this is actually a really fun mechanics and really gives the game so much more depth? Why not make a new arena map? The current arena map is 7 years old. You couldn't make a new arena map in 7 years for one of your most popular game modes. And then you guys expect good results when you have been literally ignoring the game for 7 years. And people say that the problem is that they scrapped SPL scene. They announced SMITE too early, and then people are feeling, SMITE 1 fans are feeling it was abandoned. Brother, the game hasn't seen any good updates in last 5 years, and even when we had pro scene, it was so mismanaged that it was just a waste of money, right? And this is also what really pisses me off. A lot of these big content creators, Harris, our Titan Fortress, now listening to these content creators, when half of them actually cheated their way to the top. Half of the big content creators are actually using countless of promotional accounts to manipulate their viewers and algorithm, and making it almost impossible for 90% of SMITE content creators to get any views. And that's a fact, that's reality. Or they use view bots on Twitch, or they got handpicked. They call themselves world champions, right? They didn't earn it, they got handpicked. And then they call themselves world champions, but they never really were world champions. They didn't earn it. Because we don't have real rankings, we don't have real online tournaments. This game could be 5 times bigger if you would just manage properly. You could organize weekly online tournaments for Conquest and Arena. You could make a new cool gladiator style arena map with the basic rank leaderboard and rewards. Organize online tournaments. That's literally all we have been asking for. But what they did is the opposite. They removed a bunch of content from the game. Clash, Siege, Adventures, made UI wars, destroyed arena scene, right? You could have, Smite could be one of the biggest games on the market. The potential is so insane, but this game has been simply abandoned for last 5 to 7 years. And that's the reality of Smite. Even though it's one of the best games ever created, we have nobody else to blame but the company itself, right? And they always focus on the wrong things, they always listen to the wrong people, you know. The same reason why DM Brandon's career was destroyed. Because the girl who started those accusations had direct contact with the company itself. And his boyfriend, a YouTuber, made like 5 videos about him. But they never told you, you know, how they were actually fired from DM Brandon's job. And then they made up those stories just to destroy his life and career. And they were boyfriend and girlfriend all along, right? When was the last time we have any community representatives that actually do anything for this game? Most of the community representatives I have experience with were just dividing the community, implementing a bunch of rules, like just we have like on SMITE Reddit, right? SMITE Reddit used to be like one of the biggest gaming Reddits out there. Thousands upon thousands online concurrent members. Today, we can barely have 100 of them. And why is that? Because we implemented bunch of rules, bunch of mods that nobody asked for. Why do we have 6 Smite subreddits instead of 1 with flares? Why are we only allowing memes and content that promotes discussion 1 day a week, right? Why are we still banning people for no good reason? Why do we still have these rules that if you get negative karma, you cannot even post comments anymore, right? Any unpopular opinion, if you have unpopular opinion, if you get minus 15 karma, you can't even comment on anymore. So you are literally forced to make new account or maybe farm likes or something somewhere. It's kind of insanity. It's not the community fault. It's literally how these games and communities are managed. It's not... players can only follow the example, and if you have wrong example, if you listen to the wrong people, right? Why would you listen to big Smite content creators when half of them are actually just manipulators and cheaters who got their way to the top by cheating, right? There are people who made Smite videos for like 5-7 years, and then there is a guy who got handpicked for Pro League, and he called himself Pro and World Champion. And he got more views in 1 year making content than guy who makes videos for 5-7 years. That's the reality of capitalism, when only 5% of handpicked guys have a chance. So don't say like, you know, Smite 2 is when, you know, is Smite 1 was abandoned for like 5 years. In my opinion, Smite 1 died when they destroyed arena scene, when they you know, destroyed DM Brandon career. He was literally the biggest content creator in Smite. He was even an announcer. He was actually really passionate about the game. He actually understood the meta, understood the counter building, you know. And after 20 years, you guys don't even understand the origins of your own genre. MOBA, multiplayer online battle arena. It's basically a fight of characters on millions and millions of community-made maps. So why are we still only focusing on Conquest, aka Dota, aka Defense of the Ancients? Dota itself was actually never really meant for esports. It was just a fun custom map, really. And the true difficulty of Dota was actually just learning all these different recipes and actually getting experience. And it was kind of frustrating, really, you know, extreme snowballing, convoluted recipes, right? If you go Smite 1 now, it feels such a great game. Smite was always one of the best games ever created. But see, it's just baffling how mismanaged it is. And all you had to do is, you know, 7 years ago, for example, is to organize online tournaments and work on a clan system, you know. In my opinion, even today, you could easily have 3 times more players in both Smite 1 and Smite 2. It doesn't need to be only one or another. You just have to have a team of guys in your studio working on both. right? Pick few guys and, you know, give him a job to make a new cool gladiator style arena map, implement basic rank leaderboards and rewards so you attract competitive players, and then you just organize online tournaments for Conquest and Arena for EU and North America and international players, and you will get viewership and sponsorship naturally. It's not even that hard, guys. Come on, you guys are getting paid for this, and you couldn't bother to make a new map for Arena in 7 years, and then we are talking here about relics and all this stuff that doesn't really need changing, right? Like I said, we always focus on the wrong things. Everything we do with SMITE company is wasting resources on things that don't matter, right? It's so easy to fix things, you know. Why did we remove Clash? Why did we remove Domination? Siege, one of the best fan favorite game modes. Alright, because we wanna be like League of Legends. Because after 20 years we still think that the whole origins of MOBA genre was one map, when in reality the true origins of the MOBA genre are millions and millions of community made maps. It was basically a fight of characters, right? On different fun community made maps. Didn't you guys see when they removed Domination and Twisted Tree Line from League of Legends? So many people were disappointed. And if you just look objectively, League of Legends today, they're not even that good. I don't know why do we wanna be like them. Their UI is outdated, their game is outdated, their esports are capitalism joke. And the only reason why these guys are successful is because they have control over Asia market. It's not because they're innovative, it's not because they understand their own genre. And same with Wolf, Deadlock, same thing. The only reason Deadlock was, you know, it was pretty interesting, a new game, but Wolf hasn't seen innovation in 20 years, let's be honest. And even if they make the worst game ever, they will still make money from Steam. So you guys just need to go back to your roots and just try to, I don't know why would you just abandon your game. SMITE Battleground of the Gods is what made this game, and if you would manage this game properly, you could even bring other games back like Tribe's Ascent, one of the really cool games out there, and so many cool games. But you guys are still just doing the same mistakes over and over again, listening to wrong people, right? Listening to those handpicked pros who were never really pros, who are literally getting paid to gatekeep any passionate players, right? You have so many fans, just use it, right? Make a cool new arena map, organize some online tournaments for Arena and Conquest, add old fun game modes back into the match of the day rotation. It's not even that hard, guys. You already made all those assets, even years ago. Like, just look at World of Warcraft, they are literally rehashing the same 20-year-old content over and over again. You know? Like, even from business perspective, even though you have one of the best community ever, even if you just look at it from business perspective, it doesn't make any sense to abandon everything you work hard on. I mean, I think it's not a bad idea. SMITE 2, it's not a bad idea, it just needs some work. And let's be honest, even before SMITE 2 was announced, SMITE 1 was already abandoned for years. We didn't get a single new content for, you know, Arena. They removed a bunch of, all they did was splitting the player base. They removed a bunch of content from the game, right? Because they thought they're gonna attract more players to Conquest Dota, you know, because we wanna be like League of Legends, but we don't really understand our own genre, you know. It's... I think there are like two big problems, you know. We still have this outdated MOBA mentality that only Conquest Dota can be competitive, which is what literally destroyed, in my opinion, this game, right? And we are always focusing on the wrong things instead of working on top of it. We are just removing content from the game and splitting the player base on every corner. And this is what has been happening since Titanforge took over SMITE. What was any new content? Okay, they made few new Conquest maps, but most of anything else, it was abandoned. You couldn't organize any online tournaments, you couldn't give arena fans a basic rank functionalities, even though literally the whole genre is called multiplayer online battle arena, right? I mean, anybody that played custom maps 20 years ago on Warcraft 3 or Call of Duty custom maps even knows that the true origins of MOBA genre are millions and millions of community made maps. Dota was just one of them, right? Why are we trying to be like these outdated other MOBA studios that don't even understand the origins of their own genre? And I mean, if you just look at the numbers, you can see that how popular SMITE was 7 years ago, and there was a reason for that. We didn't split the player base on every corner, we didn't remove content from the game for no good reason. We actually had tournaments, online tournaments, even for Arena we had online tournaments, right? It's not even that hard, guys, come on. Hello guys, and welcome. Today, let's talk about SMITE. You know, there has been a popular thread going on, the influence of content creators that made SMITE 2 worse